Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Mark and Natalie Newstater from eXp Realty here in Calgary with a brand new video. This is our top 5 suburban communities in Calgary for 2023. So stick around for the whole thing. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Mark and Natalie Newstater with eXp Realty here in Calgary. We are realtors here in Calgary. We've seen the whole city so many times. I've lived in a whole bunch of parts of the city. You have as well. So I think we're pretty qualified to give you this list. So our top 5 suburban communities in Calgary in 2023. So some of the criteria would be, number 1, the feel of the community, the location, and I should say these communities are all outside of the ring road. So they're either northwest of Stony Trail or south of Stony Trail. So they're all outside of the ring road. We're gonna put a map on there so you can kind of see what we're talking about. Some of the other things that we looked at was, you know, what's the feel of the community, location in comparison to major amenities like shopping. I mean, let's look at our lives, right? We're grocery shopping, we're going to school, we're doing our daily activities like maybe hockey and football and basketball and dance. And you know, how do these communities give you access to those major amenities? And so let's go through the list, shall we?
Absolutely.
Let's get a drum roll, please. Well, that's not till number 1. You got to stay tuned for that. All right, so number 5 on our list is Nolan Hill. So Nolan Hill is, again, it's north of the ring road on the north side of the city. And a few highlights of this community is I love the location because you got great access to Stony and to the airport, right? So if you want to go to the airport, it's really good access.
Yes, absolutely. It's a unique community because it is a newer community. So there's some lovely architecture in there, but they sort of have this, it's very hilly up there. So they have this architecture that looks like it's like a Celtic feel when you come in. There's like castle-y things.
Yeah, and Sherwood right next to it also has that feel as well. So yeah, so Nolan Hill, let's talk a little bit about the schools in Nolan Hill, and this is why it's number 5.
Yes, absolutely.
There are no schools directly in the community. So as we're looking at our notes here, so Bowness is where you would have to go for elementary, Dalhousie, and this is on the public side, Dalhousie for junior high, and Arbor Lake for high school.
Yes.
On the Catholic side of things, why don't you take that one?
Catholic side of things, you would be going to Edgemont for elementary, Sherwood for junior high, and to Collingwood for high school.
And that's St. Francis.
St. Francis.
Very famous high school. Their football program is amazing. So other highlights of Nolan Hill would again be proximity to those major shopping amenities. There's actually a T&T Asian supermarket right in the community.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then you're really close to Beacon Hill, and Beacon Hill has Costco, Canadian Tire, Sport Check. I mean, it's really a power center. So you've got all the shops there that you would potentially need. So that's number 5, Nolan Hill.
Number 4 on our list is the southeast community of Cranston. It's located just off of Deerfoot Trail, has easy access to Deerfoot and Stony, which is a nice thing to have. Close to the South Calgary Health Campus. And it is a unique community as well. It has upper ridge homes, and then you can drop down in the lower ridge, and that area is called
Riverstone, yeah.
Beautiful, and that has access to Fish Creek, and you can go all the way up and down. Tons of bike trails, and there's amazing world-class fly fishing in there. You can go cross-country skiing in the wintertime, I think so.
And we have clients that bought down below in Cranston in Riverstone, and they have a dog, and they love walking their dog in Cranston. So let's talk a little bit about amenities in Cranston. I would say that's one thing that, again, bumped this one down the list is there is a Sobeys, I believe, in Cranston. So there's a small shopping center there, but then you're just across Deerfoot Trail or the QE2 from Seton and Superstore and all the stuff that's going on there. Movie theaters, right? So in Cranston, not a huge amount of amenities. Talking about schools, so this is the nice thing about Cranston. You have public and Catholic elementary and junior high schools in the community. For high school on the public side, you're just zipping across QE2 again to Seton, And then for Catholic high school, it's a little bit more of a drive at All Saints High School there in Legacy. But I think the feel of Cranston's super cool. Like you mentioned, that upper area, and then you go down this big hill down into the valley. Beautiful views. If you're looking for more of an estate home with these epic mountain and Bow River views, you're gonna find that in Cranston, and that is number 4 on our list. Number 3 on our list, we're gonna zoom back up to the northwest, and it is Tuscany. And Tuscany, I think the standout feature outside of the transit access is because you have the LRT line right there, and that is a huge benefit to being up in Tuscany, is the Tuscany Ravine. And it's a beautiful ravine there in Tuscany, obviously tons of walking trails and things like that. But let's talk a little bit more about amenities. I would say this is similar to Cranston, where you have some grocery shopping and some amenities right there in Tuscany, but you are going to be driving to essentially the Crowfoot, let's call it the power center, that whole Crowfoot shopping area for the Canadian Tires and the Lowe's and Co-op and all those types of things. So not right in the community, although you do have grocery there. So amenities would be one of the things that knocks Tuscany down the list as well. And now let's talk about schools. And this is another benefit of Tuscany because it's probably one of the oldest communities on our list. It has public and Catholic schools in the area from K to 9. You'll go to Bowness for public high school. And then of course, we'll go back to St. Francis for your Catholic high school.
Go Browns.
Now, on the Catholic side, you do need to take note. We're gonna place links below to both the Calgary Public School Board website, the School Finder link, and the Calgary Catholic School Finder link. St. Basil School in Tuscany, which is K to 9, and this is a few schools on the Catholic side, they have restricted enrollment. Restricted enrollment, I would assume, means that they're reaching their limits of their capacity.
And they may have a specialized program.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So you definitely need to check into that. Check both of those websites. Specifically, I was seeing more of that on the Calgary Catholic website. We're number 2 on our list already. And what is it?
Auburn Bay. Auburn Bay is a beautiful area, again, just in the southeast. It's a lake community, just off of Stony Trail and
52nd.
And 52nd.
Yeah,
and then access to get to Deerfoot as well. Very nice area. Big lake. I think there's probably 3 beaches on the lake there, as far as I know, and there's private homes that back onto some of them. You get a variety of houses there, anywhere from multifamily to duplexes, all the way up to estate homes.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, here's another benefit, and this is why these 2 communities are at the top of our list. You have public, elementary, and junior high right in Auburn Bay. And then you're gonna go to Seton, just again, where am I at here? Across the highway in Seton. Actually, not even across the highway, just the south. Yeah. I got my map messed up in my mind there for a second. So really, from a school perspective, Auburn Bay actually is number 1 on the list in terms of if you just said, where can I stay closest for school? I'm not driving a lot. It is number 1 on the list for having public elementary and junior high in the community, plus just a short jaunt 5 minutes over to Seton for high school. Catholic elementary and junior high are also there, and then you're gonna again go to All Saints in Legacy for high school. So again, I love you can find an apartment condo, you can find a row townhouse, semi-detached, detached homes, estate homes backing onto the lake. We've shown them all in Auburn Bay. The lake is not as big as number 1 on our list, which is
Mahogany.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
Yeah, not surprising. I mean, we sound like we pick Mahogany a lot, but there's a lot of reasons for that. We're going to go through that with you now. It is really the newest of the lake communities in Calgary.
Yes.
Again, you're going to find all the home styles there. They're still building there a little bit. Yeah, so they're still building a little there in Mahogany. So if you want a new build, and we're gonna do a whole other video on why you use a realtor with a new build, but tons of different home options there. I will say that whole Westman Village is a standout feature.
Beautiful.
You have all these great coffee shops and ice cream shop. I think there's even a pie shop there. A pie shop in Mahogany. Man, Alvin's Jazz Club, Chairman's Steakhouse. That's just in Westman Village. And then you have all the other amenities, the grocery, and then you're also 5 minutes away from, maybe 10 from Seton and the Superstore and all that there. But let's get back to right in Mahogany, all the amenities there, restaurants, pubs. There's that new place where they have all the games. I'm just forgetting the name of it. Yeah, we'll put it in there somewhere. So you're so much there in Mahogany, and then you have the lake. Yes. Right, and that is the epic part of Mahogany, multiple beaches, the residence club. It is absolutely stunning. And you know, I think people go, well, why do you love lake communities so much? Well, our summer is short in Calgary. You know, when it's 30 degrees outside and you're paying, let's call it between $400 to $500 a year on average for that privilege to use your lake in a community, I think that to me is a no-brainer. Now, I think the other part of this is, do lake communities have higher benchmark prices? Is it more expensive? Absolutely. It's going to be more expensive to buy in there, but what is your lifestyle? Is that something you might enjoy? So let's talk about schools in Mahogany, and this is where it gets, actually, we mentioned Auburn Bay is actually #1 in our opinion for schools in the area, and Mahogany is a close second, but let's go through the schools here. So public school in the community in Mahogany. Junior high is just in Auburn Bay. It's called Lakeshore School, so both Auburn Bay and Mahogany share that school. High school's in Seton, as we mentioned, for public. And then,
close.
Yeah,
Close.
it's really
They're all in the same area.
Yeah, really close. Catholic school in the community. Now that again is restricted enrollment at the time of this filming in August of 2023. Junior high, you got to go to Douglasdale. So. Yeah, that's not great. And I think part of the reason is when I was looking at the Calgary Catholic for Auburn Bay, their junior high there in Auburn Bay is not only junior high, but it's elementary for part of Auburn Bay, right? So they don't have the capacity probably for the Mahogany junior high kids to go there. And then for high school, you're again going over to Legacy for All Saints, but all our kids are gonna be driving by that point anyway, right?
Hopefully.
Ideally. No other thoughts there. All right, so let's go through so there's our #1, it's Mahogany. Place your comments down below. You know, did we get it? And these are outside of the ring road. We focused on amenities in the area, schools in the area, things to do in the area. So, you know, did we get it? Place your comment down below. So again, to recap our top 5, it was Nolan Hill, Cranston #4, Tuscany #3, Auburn Bay #2, and #1 on our list is Mahogany. So if you like this content, please give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody you know that may be considering a move in or to Calgary, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you know when we're putting out our next video, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.